Hello everyone, this is going to be a shorter video than usual. First of all, because I have a ton of things to take care of and I'm very pressed for time. And also because it's not such a big deal. In a way it is, but in a way it isn't. Because I am preparing a longer video for the Virgo new moon, which is very special in many ways. And in between the strong women competition of strong women video and the new moon, which is I'm going to be posting. I will prepare it and post it probably on Sunday or Monday, a couple of days earlier because it's a longer one. Will be a longer one. Pluto is turning back into Capricorn. And this is an important moment because think about it. Pluto has a 250-year orbit. So we need to wait another 250 years before it actually goes into Capricorn. Again, 230-ish for sure. And we won't be we won't be alive until then for sure. So here's the space-time moment on September the 2nd at 1:21 a.m. London time. So this is the London chart. Cancer is rising. And as you can see, Pluto is at Capricorn, 29 degrees, 59 minutes and 59 seconds. So this is the exact moment when it moves back. And as I was preparing for this, I'm not going to talk about things here because we are going to concentrate on the structure of the space-time moment. This moon, which rules the space-time moment, by the way, is at the end of Leo, and there is a very nice that it's really a double yod, a double finger of fate, if you look at it, which creates a trapeze, a karmic. It has karmic inside and a very difficult upper deck, so to speak. The stage is tensionful. But if you take a look, a number of other things are at 28 degrees. And out of these, only Pluto is really truly energetic at the very last digit of Capricorn. But of course, it's moving backwards. The rest are at 28 degrees, so they are not energetic per se. Neptune is moving backwards, so coming out of it, and Mars and the Moon and Pallas Athena are not yet there. But the Moon has a very special position. It is ruled by the Sun and rules the space-time moment and makes a very exact quincunx and applying quincunx to Pluto. So that's the space-time moment. Now let's take a look at these energy patterns. So what is Pluto? Pluto, of course, is power, authority, supremacy, and transformation. It is the underworld. Of course, Pluto Hades rules the underworld. So, for instance, the mafia, but all kinds of underworld. So, politicians underworld, big business underworld, anything that is hidden tries to remain hidden. Pluto represents genuine but hidden power structures behind the apparent ruling class, so to speak. So there's the ruling class, which is always decadent, which is usually idiotic and has all kinds of stupidity, really. But they are at the fast state, and then the real rulers, the ones who are moving the things on the chessboard, are always hidden, or usually hidden. This is a very interesting space-time moment. This year, actually, because a lot of the stuff that has been hidden is now coming to the surface. So they are no longer able to hide it as well as they used to. That's interesting. So Pluto rules the underworld as well. And of course, all kinds of power structures that are hidden, but also in manifestations, it is complete transformation. So whenever you have a Pluto transit, there is a before and an after effect, and it's never turning back. So something is completely transmuted into something else. And that's why Pluto has very strong regenerative powers as well. So you can come out of an illness, for instance, with the help of Pluto by transforming your life. There are two death planets. One is Saturn, which is really ruling physical death, and Pluto, which is really ruling transformation or transmutation. And about Capricorn. So what are Capricorn traits? I gave you all kinds of positive traits: conscientiousness, industriousness, endurance, humbleness, consistency, and discipline. These are positive traits. Yeah, coldness and rejection and and disciplinarian and forbidding and punishing are also Capricorn traits, but I wanted to concentrate on the good ones. And these are the ones, if you have anything in Capricorn, then these are the ones that you need to develop in yourself. And what does Capricorn rule? Quite a few things that are quite important. The power, the structures that uphold society are ruled always by Capricorn. So, for instance, the governmental or political or legal or religious or educational or medical or financial institutions that undergird society and keep it functioning. Those are all ruled by Capricorn. But at the same time, there are also very rigid hierarchical power structures, for instance, the caste system. So if you look around and you see societies which have very, very strict rules according to where you were born and how you can behave, that is all ruled by Capricorn. And anything that is linked to structure and order and boundaries are also ruled by Capricorn. Now, Pluto traveled about 20 years in Capricorn. And what I kept saying is that Pluto is trying to transform the rigid power structures in the world. And in a way, this is what you saw, because in a way, they did away with all kinds of if you look at the woke ideology, they want to transform everything that is normal, that is down to earth, that is traditional. And now we are talking about men delivering children and men beating women into pulps during the Olympics. So that's where we are at the moment. So yeah, congratulations, Pluto. You managed to really completely do away with the normal power structures, unfortunately. And at the same time, it could have also transformed or actually done some good about the true power structure, the hidden power structure. And there are also signs about that. But of course, we don't know yet. We need another couple of years before we understand what is happening at the moment. So those are the Capricorn things. And in the London chart, and also elsewhere, because here the angles are not included in the Budapest chart, the ascendant descendant are also included in the configuration. What you see here is a very interesting structure. Actually, there are two fingers of fate. One is the Neptune, Pluto, Moon finger of fate. Actually, anyone born in the 20th century has a good chance to have the Neptune-Pluto sextile. And quite interestingly, when Pluto is going backwards into Capricorn, we have the sextile again energetically as well, because if you work with a little bit wider orbs than I do, then you will have the sextile anywhere between 3 and 4 degrees. But energetically, this is when it really is becoming exact, when Pluto is in Capricorn and Neptune is in Pisces, of course. And then when they move into Aries and Aquarius, then they will have another sextile and a different energy pattern. But here we have the earth water energy, and the moon is at the apex of which the moon is your soul, your spiritual essence, but also the people. And then the other finger of fate is Mars, Moon, and Pluto. Mars Pluto aspects are about power. Of course, Pluto is a higher octave of Mars. Mars is regular ways of how you exercise the will, and Pluto is the power behind it. So that's the quincunx is a very powerful pattern here. Pluto moon is the Hades moon. Judy Hall, my master, has a whole book about it. It's her best book. If you can get it, buy it and read it. And Mars moon, usually, if it's a challenging aspect, it denotes hysteria. But of course, this means to learn to be strong on a psychic, spiritual level. That's what the quincunx and the sextiles create here. There's also a harmony triangle with Neptune, Pluto, and Pallas Athena. Pallas Athena in Scorpio is not very happy. We'll see in a minute why not. But the harmony triangle is great. There's a water triangle between Neptune and Pallas Athena, which means even wisdom needs transcendence sometimes. And then Pluto is at the apex, giving the power and transformation energy. And there are two engines which are creating another. By the way, these fingers of fate create a trapeze. It's a very karmic trapeze because it has two quincunxins inside and one as a base. And the top is the mutable square between Neptune and Mars. And Neptune Mars is about how you it's about chivalry and the knight in shining armor, but this is very quixotic. So Don Quixote energy is here, like I'm fighting for something that I don't know who actually is. And Pulse Athena moon square, this is a fixed square, is about two opposing archetypes. The moon is the mothering instinct and Pulse Athena is the single woman. So again, there's this clashing of feminine archetypes. So, and within this, you have another two engines, and engines are made up by squares, trines, and quincunxes. And there is this fixed water engine between the moon, Neptune, and Pallas Athena. So the drive is given by the Pallas Athena moon square, and the blessing is the Pallas Athena Neptune trine. And another one is the mutable water engine between Mars, Neptune, and Pallas Athena. Here it is. So this is it. And we have quite a few transcendental celestial objects. I'm going to run through this because actually I am preparing a longer video on the new moon, and most of the things except for the moon will be the same. So here's Mars. And the Mars has two fixed stars, Betelgeuse and Polaris. I'm going to present these in the next video, but of course, just to be very, very brief, Betelgeuse is Alpha Orion, the alpha star of Orion, and this is one of the best stars, bringing happiness and success without any limits. And Polaris is the present pole star, Alpha Ursa Minor, so this is a dimension portal. On the moon, you have Melpomene, the tragedy, the muse of tragedies. Arachne, she is one of among the hubris asteroids, revolt against the wish of gods and being very proud of something. Sina Nunam is earth and sky, and Regulus is Alpha Leo. I just spoke about it in the previous video. So this is the heart of the celestial lion, and this is where the most important kings and rulers are being taught. And then on Neptune, you have Sheat, the beta star of Pegasus, which is one of the main healing word for suicide victims. And Pallas Athena is aligned with Sato, toxic emotions. And quite interestingly, Pallas Athena in Scorpio is also filled with toxic emotions. Pallas Athena is the wise girl. She's very cerebral. She's very logical. She doesn't really like to be in a water sign. And at the moment, well, actually, Scorpio is about negative emotions and toxic emotions sometimes, very strong, and sometimes toxically strong emotions. And the TNO Sato is exactly carrying karmic wounds around that. So that is the space-time moment of Pluto turning back into Capricorn. And I'm coming with a longer video on the new moon energy, the Virgo new moon, in 1 or 2 days. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.